Here I am, people. Domenico 101 MMA Live podcast. Let me know if at any time the music's too loud for you. A lot of good stuff happening on this show. I got Dion Rubio on, making his amateur MMA debut this Saturday night for Cage Titans 36. We'll be talking about that card with my other guest who will be starting the show, John Michael Sumanuk, one of those names. He'll be straightening it out once we get started. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the past events last week before we get on our first guest in about 15 minutes. So I'd like to first shout out to Sean Schubert, who's having a huge event this Friday night, Fight for Awareness. It's about basically bringing awareness to suicide and what it can do to families and people actually going through it, thinking about it. So there is a support group for that, and so I'll be attending that show Friday night. What's up, Karen from Premier FC? She's still looking. Karen, I will be mentioning that. John's coming on at 1:15, so maybe we'll ask him. But I know he said he might have a fight for Cage Titans in January, but that's a long ways away. So we'll ask him, Karen. You can ask him. He'll be on. So what's up? He's on right now, actually, Karen. He's watching as I'm talking right now. So you guys can chat among yourselves. John, you can get some ammo for when you're ready to come on in about 15 minutes. So you guys can chat, do what you got to do. I'm going to talk about CES 46 this past Friday night. Great show. A lot of New England fighters on there, as always. And I think every one of them came away with a victory. We're going to talk a little bit about each one of those guys and just what they did that night. And then we'll talk a little bit about their next card, who's on that. And then if there's time, we'll talk about a couple other things, and then we'll get John on. But right now we're going to talk about CS 46, which I attended with Travis Lazat from Western Mass MMA, also Full Contact writer. Chad Lancella, what's up, brother? Chad will be with me Friday night for Sean's event. We'll talk about that later a little bit. But CS MMA 46, great success. We had John Howard back. He was headlining the show, coming back, and he came away with a great victory. Grind out against the Leprechaun. Just a good fight for John to come back and put on for his fans in New England. So good show for John. We had John Gotti III making his pro debut for CES. Great catch, CES. They actually had the whole Gotti clan in Twin Rivers. It was awesome. He had a huge turnout. Place was rocking. John came away with a first round TKO. I got to interview him after, and if you guys want to hear his interview later, I'll play it here. But it is all over my Facebook channel page and my YouTube channel. So if you want to check out that interview, fight footage from CES MMA 46 this past Friday, I got a lot of that stuff on there too on my YouTube channel and my like page, which is right there. So like that and you'll get everything, because I can't talk about possibly everything I cover because there's too much. So with that said, John Gotti, great interview with him. God, he's popular as shit. So great accomplishment. Travis Lazat, he teamed up with me. We're together as a team there, Team New England MMA, and we tackled a few fighters. I interviewed Justin Sumter, the Fort, coming away with his fifth win in a row. First round, a minute and like 50, 60 second, ran into choke. Had an interview with him. Lots of things going with him. He's fighting out of FAA with Nick Newell in Connecticut. A lot of big things coming from Nick. Everyone knows Nick in New England and around the world for his accomplishments. So good for Nick. Team FAA, a lot of beasts there. And Justin, great job. He'll be back soon because he didn't even sweat in that fight. We had Marquise Brewster winning his fourth fight. He's 4-0 now. First round, basically knee to the body, and then the ground and pounded the kid to a TKO victory. Great job, Marquise. By the way, Marquise's barbershop the social in Cranston. They did my hairdo last time, so I'll be back there, Marquise, to talk to you about that win. Also, Jonathan Lemke, big shout out to that kid. He put on a great fight against Josh Lubitz. Lubitz won a unanimous decision. Good for him. Who else was there? Dennis Paiva. Dennis Paiva, that kid deserves, they should let him the belt. All I can say is Dennis Paiva, 2018, he's fighting for a belt. He should. He's proved it. He's got 2 great wins back-to-back. And, you know, he's back and he's hungry. Let him fight for a freaking belt and do that. Sweetbread, I'm backing you on that, baby. Harrison Adamo, love you, kid. Who else? We had Gary Boletto. My God, Gary Boletto with his 5th win in a row, 5th finish. Kid hasn't lost a fight in like 2 years. I think he actually lost his pro debut. I'm not sure. And yeah, he did. Now he's 5-1. Good for you, Gary. Shout out to you. A little information about Gary Boletto Jr., Batman. Him and I are going to be jamming. I'm going to be playing drums. He's going to be playing guitar, and we're going to film something and put that out there. His father's very excited about that. We're very excited about that. I played drums for years and years, so I did purchase a desktop drum set. It's got a couple of drum pedals, and I can play. So we're going to jam live. We are going to jam live. All you fighters out there, or whoever, who know how to play an instrument or something, even if you know how to rap, I'll play a funk beat, and we'll blow up a rap. I swear to God, come next week, I'm going to be playing drum solos as I'm talking here. So look out for that. Rab Knight, what's up? What's up? Harrison's on here. Who else am I talking about? Who else do we have? And actually, Dennis Piper took out Brendan Saylor, who fought Chris Montino and beat him in the first round. Chris made a little mistake, and Saylor took advantage. But we got redemption from Dennis Piper. He took out Saylor. He beat the hell out of him. Basically knocked him down like 3 times, and then TK'd him for the mercy of us watching, basically. Awesome job, Dennis. Good things. I talked to Lee Gresh Jr. about him, and Lee Gresh wants him to get a title shot, and he deserves it, I think. He's a big name. He's producing, and everyone knows Sweetbread. Let him fight. Let him fight for it. I talked about Gary Boletto. Who else do we have in there? Pat McCrowan. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. Aaron Hughes, you can tell him I apologize. He had a first round TKO. Good for him. He grinded a wrestler. TKO's a guy, but he grinded him to that position to TKO. If I'm talking too fast and you cannot follow along, too bad. I got to get all this in about an hour and a half. Oh, I'm getting loves. I'm getting love. Cameron Lushinov fighting November 11th for Premier FC 24. And John Sumanek did say something about he doesn't fight at featherweight anymore. So he'll be on. We'll be talking to him because I do know there was some chatter trying to get John to fight Miguel Cuevas at Premier 24. And, you know, if John's not fighting that weight, I mean, it isn't just John. A lot of people have been offered this fight. So it isn't just John who has to turn it down because his a weight. Other people are turning this fight down. John, hi babe, my girlfriend's watching. What's up, bros? Share the shit. Oh, I didn't even share this yet. So give me a minute and I'm going to share this. Cassie Mansfield, I'll be seeing you, I think, soon. Great job on you. We'll be talking a little bit maybe about you when John comes on. Because we're going to talk a little bit about the No Boundary card this past Saturday. And we're going to talk about the Cage Titans card coming up. And Cassie, you will be a ring girl at that event. And you just fought last Saturday night, so kudos to you. I know you had a split decision loss, but you represented well for Bishops and FAF. So, you know, congratulations. I heard it was a hard fought fight. And, you know, Madeline's a beast too. So, good for you. We'll see you at the next one, and we'll see you Saturday at Cage Titans. So what am I doing? I got to share this shit. So give me 1 second so I can share this to everyone. And what else I got to talk about? Oh, so there's someone else in there. Rico DeShula. DeShula with a Peruvian necktie. Good for him at Premier, where was it? CES 46. Good for you, brother. And, oh, I'm live right now. There's a lot of people watching. You guys got some popular fans out there. John, you got some people that really love you. Love it. So anyway, we got CES coming again, 47, November 17th. We got Nate Andrews on there. We have Richie Santiago. We have Chris Montino, who we just talked about. He's going to avenge that loss. We got Greg Rebello. And we got John Duma, which it hasn't been announced. But a little birdie told me John Duma will be making his second pro fight for CES 47 on November 17th. So there's a couple of Triforce guys. Who else? We got a couple of BST guys. And we got Nate Andrews from New England Combat. And there's going to be a whole bunch of other people there. But good for them. Steve Rita, what's up, brother? You going to be at reffing at Cage Titans this weekend? I don't know if I can make that show. I don't know if I can make that show. Because I got things to do. So, okay, I'm sharing this. What do we got? In 4 minutes, we're going to have John come on. I'm going to call him up, and he's going to talk about a little bit about himself, a little bit about No Boundary, but we're going to really talk about, all right, Cage Titans. We're going to talk about Cage Titans 36 because he says he's got a lot of training partners making their debuts there, and he knows a lot of fighters. There's a lot of chatter going around about Joe Giannetti and Peter Barrett. Now I saw something on there, and Conor Barry was supposed to fight Joe, and Joe had an ulcer, so that fight fell through until January, I do believe, but everything could have changed. John Godzilla Gallant's on, baby. Heavyweight champion, bro, for it all. But now, you know, Peter Barrett's fighting, and Andrew G, Triforce, baby, you're having your guy on. Let me share this one more time. I'm losing track. I got to get this everywhere because we want these AMI fighters to get some play. So, people, please share this wherever you can. Please, please, please. Get these kids noticed. So, we got Cage Titans, man. A lot of fights falling through. We had Conor Barry and JoJo's fight fall through. But JoJo and Peter Barrett are going at it right now. Supposedly, you know, Joe's saying Peter Barrett blocked him on Snapchat. Like, if anyone knows, Regiment in the house. Regiment Fall River. But if anyone knows Cage Titans, they open their Snapchat, and each fighter gets like a day handling the Snapchat. So I guess, I don't know if Joe was talking shit to Peter like on Snapchat or what, but supposedly Peter blocked him, and then Joe put out a kind of funny post about I want to talk to Peter Barrett on Snapchat, but he blocked me. And then Peter came back and said blah blah blah, and there was blah blah blah. So I don't know. Maybe we can have a trifecta fight in January. Conor, Peter, and Joe all in there at once, just tag teaming each other. That'd be fucking, come on. Mike Povey, get that happening. So another thing that fell through was Josh Ricky's fight with Cupcakes. Cupcakes injured his back or neck or something. I saw Cupcakes at Media Day. I think he knew he wasn't fighting them because that dude looked heavy. He didn't look like he was making 125. So Josh Ricky right now, his brother, I've been talking to him. Josh is he was trying to get a fight for CES in November. Maybe Cage Titans in January, their next card. But now Josh is talking to somebody in the Philadelphia area about going there and fighting a dude that's like fucking like 18-6 or something. Guy's been, you know, this guy's like a beast. So Josh needs a fight. It's 3-0. He needs to keep going, and that's it. Don Rich Shanis, he was supposed to have a fight for Cage Titans. He's supposed to co-headline. He just come off a win for Bellator 185, and he wanted to get back in there 2 weeks later. He's all set to go, and then his fighter can't fight. We find out today because he's suspended by the commission in another state, and that's another hot topic with you fighters, that the commissions are getting clamping down more and more. So, you know, in the future we're going to have more and more you people on, and we're going to get everything out there. What's supposed to be and what's not supposed to be. What is right, what is wrong, what is the law, what's not the law. And I'm going to go a couple more minutes before I call John, but one thing I want to say is when I do my interviews and I do any kind of postings, I reach out to these fighters and I ask them if they want to interview, because I want to interview them, I want to get them out there, and I want to find out what makes them tick. So when I talk to them, I basically go on their Facebook, get all the pictures I need, and I do ask them, can you send me pictures that you do want in your interview? Like, do you have favorite pictures of you and your coach? You in a fight, a particular fight pose, anything. But if they do send me pictures, I will not use a picture if it has a Photographs logo, watermark, anything on it. I will not use it unless it's Idalia Medina or Franklin, Iggy Franklin, or Will Paul. I use a lot of Will Paul stuff because it's CES and he takes the best pictures in the world. And he never says anything, and his logo's on there. So if I have his logo on there, I'm giving him a shout out, and I'm representing CES, which he's getting paid for to take pictures for. So with that said, I do that. I go check out people's pages, and I'll take a picture, and I won't crop anything out of it. I'll take it, and if it looks like a picture that I think somebody took, other than a professional photographer, because you gotta see, you gotta know that there's people out there with an iPhone or a frigging Android like I have that can do wonders with this. I do all my interviews, all my editing on my phone. So I can take any picture that your mother took and I can make it look beautiful. So with that said, I go on there and I take these pictures and I add them into interviews to get these fighters and promotions on the map and notice, because some of these fighters don't get any play, and I'm doing it. So I'll take pictures. So in particular, I got a couple of messages from someone saying don't use their photos, and take down these photos or any interviews I've done with the fighters with these photos in it. I will not do that. The pictures didn't have logos on them. They were on the fighters' social media page, Facebook social media page. I am not making money off the promotions or off the photos. I am just getting them out there. I might get a couple of likes on my Facebook page. I think I deserve that, okay? I think I deserve a couple of likes for spending 3 hours making a great interview, using someone's pictures. So if I'm using your picture, don't message me on Messenger, threatening me, telling me to take this picture off and take down an interview that's got about 900 views already and has been shared by everyone in their family and their grandmother. I will not take that interview down. You message me, I will give you credit for that picture, but if you want that down, I will say it right now. Take me to small claims court or take me to court. I'll see the summons in the mail, and then I'll go fight for it, because I got a lot of ammo and I got a lot of photographers out there saying, you better have a damn good contract with these fighters or these promoters when you release these photos. Because if you don't, I'm going to use them as toilet paper too. I'll share them everywhere. So do not message me again on Messenger. I want to see a lawyer's letter in the mail. Done with that. I am done with that. I will not use a photographer's picture unless it is Will Paul or Iggy, or someone who allows me to it, all right? If I find a picture that has nothing on it, I'm using it. And if I think it's yours, believe me, I don't want to use it, but I might make a mistake. So that's it. That's it there. That's it there. All right. I'm going to call Mike right now. Chad, yeah, betcha. You betcha, Chad. All right, I'm fired up. I'm calling Mike right now, and hopefully I have his number. Mike, if I don't call you in the next minute, Iggy Idalia, I just talked all about you. Iggy's on right now. Iggy Franklin, I love you. We just talked about using your pictures and social media pictures and all that other stuff. Iggy is on right now. Iggy, put your website, put that link there right now. Let people see it, share it, and then I can use all them pictures in the future, all right? Fighters, if you want me to use your pictures in your interviews and want no trouble at all, use Iggy Franklin's pictures, and I will promote them all over the place. With that said, I'm going to call John right now, because I'm fired up. Talk amongst yourself. Oh, Iggy just put her website on. I love you, Iggy. I love you. All right, let me find this guy, because I don't know how to do this. There you are, John. All right, John, I'm calling you now. All right? And we're going to talk, and we're going to blow it up. All right, John's coming on right now. We got 24 people watching. Share this shit, baby. John's coming on.
What up?
John, is that you?
Yeah, what up, man?
What up, my friend? How do I sound? All right? You're live right now, so keep the swearing down to a minimum because you know I get blocked every other day on this thing. So.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man.
All right, everyone can hear you right now. They're talking right now. Iggy's saying thank you for my shout out. So, John, what's up, my friend? Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Nothing much, man. Thank you for having me. First thing I want to address, man, is the 145. I don't fight at 145 anymore. The last fight I took was on 8 days' notice at 145. I walk around 147, man. Quite honestly, I'm thinking about making a debut at 125 soon because my body changed a lot recently. I completely changed my diet. So I'm probably going to be looking at 125 in the near future, definitely. Probably take one more fight at 135 and then definitely thinking about 125. But yeah, I can't fight at 145 anymore, man. Those guys are pretty big for me, quite honestly.
Understandable. And you know, John, your last fight was against Aaron Hughes, and that's the fight you're talking about. You took that on short notice, correct?
Yeah, man. You know what, dude? 100% credit to Aaron, man. Dude, I gotta say, no doubt, like, most improved is Aaron. He shocked the hell out of me, man. I didn't expect his takedown defense to be that well, you know. He had made me adapt to it pretty quickly, so, you know, it made me change my game up pretty fast, you know. So, you know, kudos to him. But that definitely made me realize it was definitely a learning experience because, you know, 145, you know, is a great natural weight for me, but it's not my weight.
I definitely feel you because if you're walking around at 147, you got some of these guys, you know, cutting 20 pounds or so.
Oh, yeah, that's eating whenever I really want. Yeah. Man. Like, I do 100%, man. I'm a vegan, so, like, I just mow down.
Yeah,
whatever.
And I've been following you on, you know, social media, Facebook, and I was going to mention that, you know, you are a vegan, and you talked about your diet, that you know, your body's changing. You're also doing a lot of strength and conditioning, and you're also doing, are you doing pad work, training people, and you're also training for a triathlon, and what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm actually doing a Spartan race this Saturday before the cage signs. But yeah, man, I'm a personal trainer at Title Boxing Club Framingham. You know, I train strength and conditioning. That's another thing. I used to do a lot more lifting. I strayed away from lifting, and then I went more into calisthenics, you know, body weight. I actually lost, like, not muscle mass per se, but, like, my strength changed a lot. So it helped for the better because I dropped my natural walking around weight from, like, 157 down to, like, 147.
Excellent.
Or 156, I'm sorry.
And excellent, and like you said, you're a bantamweight, but you're actually thinking of going down to the flyweights, correct?
Oh yeah, dude. My last cut to 135, man. I'm not even. I 100% honesty, I could have fought the same day. I felt great. Like if it was an amazing cut. Like I didn't like you can ask my teammates who were in the sauna with me. Like I was great, man. I could have definitely you know dieted a little bit better and definitely could have cut a little bit more weight, and I would have definitely made 125, no problem.
Excellent. Now you talk about being a vegan. You're doing a Spartan race. And are you like a Diaz family? Diaz fan? Are you?
You know, man. Let's just say this right here. I like all their tendencies. They do. You know, both inside and outside of the sport. So they're good fighters to follow.
All right, cool. All right, all right. Sounds good. Same with me. I love those guys as always. And yeah, you bring up the vegan and you bring up these races. All I get is the Diaz, and you know you are very vocal on social media, and so you know it does sound like you're a mini Diaz in the making, which is cool.
Oh yeah, man. Like I've been honestly trying to work on it a little bit better. You know, dude, I have no filter, bro. I've probably made just as much enemies as I have friends, and you know that's part of the game, and I quite understand that. And you know, if I've ever hurt you or offended you, and publicly now, I'll admit I apologize to you. But like, and if you still hold a lot of grudges to me, I'm sorry to hear that, but I let go of a lot of things, man, and I'm just looking towards the future and just looking towards my career more, and definitely looking to make him seen in January at Cage Titans.
Excellent, and that's the next fight. That's the next card you plan on being on. Are you gonna be fighting at 135? You think, or 125?
Yeah. Absolutely 135, okay. Man. One more fight at 135, and most likely 125. Here I go, man. I'm ready to Because definitely, if when I go pro, I want to fight at 125. Definitely.
Excellent, excellent. Well, John, let's get on to what we're here for. Besides, we'll let you give a shout out at the end how we get in touch with you and the address and all that good stuff. But you attended, and we do chatter on social media, you and I, and you've seen some of my hateful posts or comments back and forth with me, so you know where I stand in a lot of stuff. But
man, you tell it how it is, bro. And if they don't like it, at the end of the day, at least you are who you are, no matter what. It's the same person.
Excellent.
And that's what it is.
And excellent. I look forward to hanging with you. I did hang with you at I think, was it the last Cage Titans when Dan Cormier fought?
Yes.
All right, yeah. And I look forward to another because, we get along and we laugh at kind of like...
Absolutely.
Shit, you know what I mean? All right, so with that said, you attended the No Boundary card this past Saturday. I want to talk briefly on that because you did go live with Fabio and another fighter or two. So, I just want to pick your brain on what you've seen there, a little bit about the event, and who actually who looked really good in your eyes, and you're looking forward to more Muay Thai out of them.
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly, man, I forget the first fight. The first fight was a TKO in the second round. It was a phenomenal fight. If you go back and look at the fight card, that was a great fight. But honestly, man, I'm going to talk about 3 fights. Cassie's fight was really good. Excellent. She fought a hell of a war. You know what I'm saying? That girl's got heart. No doubt about it, man. She put on a show for the people. But my boy Fabio, bro, took a fight on 10 days' notice in the kickboxing match, man, completely adapted. After he was a month away at work for the military. Most people don't even know that. So, he's definitely, he's a stud, bro. This kid is no joke. People don't even realize how long this kid's been training. He's been training not that long, and this kid's an animal, man. He's no joke. I've been grappling for 8 years, and I know, good grapplers, and this kid's a natural grappler. It's insane. So he's a beast. And then I'm not going to say too, man, is Jake from Redline. Dude, that kid is impressive, man. He fought my teammate Josh Meehan for the 125 belt. And, man, that kid just keeps impressing me. He took a kickboxing fight 0-0 against a kid who already has, I believe, 7 kickboxing fights. It was a majority draw. But, dude, he got knocked down. Didn't even just freaking ate it. Got right back up, dude. Put on a hell of a fight again and just, impressive, bro. I love that these MMA guys go in there and just show they don't give a damn, and they'll just do whatever they want to do just because they want to fight.
Excellent. And it's cool. They go in there, the band, because there's no risk of getting taken down, so they know they can just throw hands and kicks and man.
You got to think of an MMA guy's mindset. We're constantly thinking up, down, take down. Everything. Once we enter a one-dimensional fight, it's a little bit different, man. Your brain's now focused on one thing: punches, kicks. It's a completely different game. I mean, depending on how your brain works already, it could be an advantage or a disadvantage to you.
Excellent. Yeah, and you know what? It's just a total different fight for them. It's fun. And they know, as far as a Muay Thai fight, as far as, the no boundary level, you can come away with an injury, but, there's very rarely you're going to get split open, not be able to actually fight an MMA fight, because some of these guys might have an MMA fight in a month after that fight. So there's not really that big of a risk jumping in there and throwing hands with somebody,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing, man. These guys just go in there and don't quote me on it. I think Jay Ellis, who was supposed to fight Conor Berry, fought at the No Boundary, and I don't think the commission let him fight because he just fought at No Boundary.
Yeah. And Conor just mentioned that today, that he lost he had another matchup because JoJo's fight fell through. So Conor's trying to, this is the second time Conor's fight fell through. So let's get someone in there. And you're saying that Jay Ellis fought a Muay Thai fight, and now he's not allowed to fight an MMA fight, right?
I believe he was on that kick. I honestly left after Jacob's fight had to go, but he was on that card, man. If he fought that night and he took a few shots, and the commission feels like he wasn't, he's not. You gotta think, man. The commission thinks of the fighter first.
Yeah.
The fighter's health first, and if he took too many shots, man, they're not gonna let him go in there and take more shots.
Yeah. And Jay Ellis has been, he fights a lot too, that dude. So,
yeah, you know what though? That's hard though, man. Nothing to him. Honestly, man, nothing but respect. If you want to go in there and do that, that's on you, man. But there's a certain point, I don't know if he has a family or not, dude. But I have a 2-year-old son, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in there and take repetitive headshots like that over and over again. I want my I want to look at my 2-year-old boy and realize what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and be aware and not have any signs. Because, dude, let's be straight. You see all this stuff happening with football players. Like, now you see all these MMA fighters changing their game of, like, sparring less and, like, doing more technical stuff just because it's changing the game, and your brain can't take that much damage anymore, man. It just can't happen like that. So if you're looking at the fighter, man, it can't happen.
Excellent. Yeah, and, the sport's growing. These kids are getting smarter, younger. The coaches are teaching them in a way that they weren't taught. They didn't even have amateurs back then for some of these coaches. They jumped right into the pro level, and
you know what I tell me? I was just talking about it the other day with my coach Loco. Like, my uncle George, dude, fought Tim Sylvia when Tim Sylvia was about 305 and my uncle was 205, and it was an open palm fight, dude. There was no commission back then. They just beat the hell out of each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just it, because it was two guys who wanted to fight each other, and it wasn't a very popular sport, so they just fought each other.
Exactly. They did it for the love, and now there's money and a lot of fame to do with it. So there's a lot more money invested in these fighters nowadays. So yeah,
you can't blame people for wanting to get paid.
Exactly. So they have to protect themselves. I mean, it's a business. I mean, what are they going to do basically after they fight? I mean, they can be coaches and stuff, but they're not going to be millionaires being coaches. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And then people have this illusion of UFC fighters, like, oh, they're on TV, so they must make millions. Like,
they make shit.
Dude, go look at. I witnessed it. Listen, man, I witnessed it firsthand with my family as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw. People have like this illusion, like somebody's on TV, like, oh, they must make like millions of dollars. Like, no, they don't, man.
Exactly.
Like, before the sponsorship tax, most UFC fighters are making their money off of sponsorships, not the UFC. Then the UFC enforced a sponsorship tax. Said, you know what? You want to put your sponsorship, you have to pay us before you pay them.
Exactly. I mean, they just got the fighters but the fighters are young and they want that spotlight, which let them get it. But let's bring them up right, like you're saying, and the coaches are doing nowadays. Bring them up right, so at least their career is prolonged after they, after their fight career ends.
Fight smart. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell a lot of people. Like, fight smart, man. Like, this is your brain. You only got one of them. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think. You have to think about it.
All right, my man. Let's get to Cage Titans 36 and what you know about it, because you train at Junico, under, like you said, Loco Lobo, and you train, you do workouts for people at Titleist, like you said. So you have fighters that you train with, that are friends of yours, that are fighting on this card. So let's shout it out. Who are we talking about?
Dude, first, let's talk about the first fight. I believe it's Oscar Shala versus Matt Alger. Dude, Matt Alger, let's be real, on a personal level, Matt Alger's my good friend, man. I've known him when, like, the first week I moved back here to Massachusetts, and that kid's a beast, man. His first fight, he really didn't get to prove it because he went up against another former stud who actually fought my teammate, Tommy Lee Davis. And they went to war, and, Alger was at 170, and honestly, man, in my opinion, I don't think Alger's a natural 170er, but he fought that in his first fight at 170. Don't blame him. He didn't want to cut that much weight, and he just fought a good kid. Second fight was a little bit different story. He won his second fight by rear naked choke, and dude, this third fight is, I mean, if it goes to the hands, man, Alger's got great hands. He trains at a Florian's. His ground game's excellent, but he also works and trains at Peter Welch's boxing gym. It was a phenomenal boxing gym. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this kid is a well-rounded fighter, man. Like, don't sleep on this kid. People think just because this is a first fight, like, you want to sleep on a kid like this. Like, no doubt, dude. Like, this kid is elusive. This kid's light on his toes. Like, you know what, man? He's going to put on an impressive performance. And I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. And then Oscar Shala, dude, like, don't sleep on a guy's record like that, man. Like, just because he has a 1-8 record, like, that's experience, bro. You can't train for that. That's a lot of ring. That's a lot of cage time. So don't sleep on it. Austin, from the looks of his last fight, likes to strike. He lost his last fight because I think he got just taken down a lot. It happens. But let's see how he improved from this fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. Another one is I used to train with these guys at the Rivera Athletic Center. My good, honestly, man, my best friend. He's my co-worker. He works with me in the morning. Every morning, 5:30 in the morning, I work with this guy 5 days a week. Is Danilo Portugal, dude. I'm calling it right now. This is either going to be the fight of the night or the knockout of the night in the undercard, dude. This kid, man, like,
say his name again. Say his name again.
Danilo Portugal, the Brazilian warrior.
All right.
This kid is no Yeah, man, I don't want to hype him up too much, but like, dude,
Billy
this kid,
Keaton,
this is going to be a great fight, man. Like, this is going to be a stand-up war. I'm calling it right now. I don't think either guy wants to really go to the ground, and I'm going to say it's going to be a stand-up war, and I don't think it's going to get out of it, honestly, either the first or second round. Like, it's going to be the fight of the night or knockout of the night for sure. Like, Danilo, great kid, dude. Heart of the Warrior, though. I've like 145-pound notice. Like, guys should be on notice now.
Danilo, this is his debut in the cage.
Yeah, dude, this is his debut.
Hey,
this is my strength and conditioning coach. Just so you know,
awesome.
This guy trains me.
Does he train for? What's he out of? Team BST? Where's he out of?
Yeah, he's Team BST, bro.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of good guys over there. He trains hard, dude. This kid has discipline like no other. He has great teammates, like great coaches over there. Like, he has Julio, Chris Motino, Victor Santiago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he has Taylor over there. And then another guy debuting that people are sleeping on, I think, is Brandon Bandana Johnson Vogel. Dude, don't sleep on this kid either, man. Kid's got quick hands, dude. Kid's got really quick hands and quick legs, man. So, like, yeah, I want both those guys to go out there and put an impressive performance, and I got a lot of confidence in them both, man. Like, I love those guys with all my heart. They're original team, so, you know, I just want them to go out there and just have fun, man. Just, like, you know, if they're obviously listening, like, just go out there and have fun, you guys. Like, just remember, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you went in there and you did this, and most of the population doesn't do this at all. So
exactly.
Give yourselves a pat on the back already for that.
Exactly. And, you know, fighting on a card like this, I mean, this is going to be our bread and butter for this card, this undercard, because we lost a lot of main card fights, you know. So these these kids coming up, man, they're going to produce because they know, you know, it's probably a little shorter card now, and they're going to be moved up in the lineup maybe a little later, you know, on the card. So good for them. You know, sucky for the card that we lost some great fights, but good for the kids coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Let them give a time to shine, man. Like, these are the guys you're gonna see in the next couple of years that could be, you know, that gonna be like the Joe Giannettis and possibly the Peter Barretts, you know, happening right now. So we got to give these guys time too, man. Like, we can't, you know, we can't sleep on these guys, dude. These are the guys that come up, and you know, you remember saying, like, I remember seeing that guy in his debut. You know,
exactly. He banged and you know, he stole the show. And, you know, these guys, exactly. Hey, it's funny because as we're talking, John, these guys are watching right now. Like, some of the guys that are on the card. I guess you shared this post that you were going to be on, so they're all watching right now. Wait, the thing that's funny, I want to bring you back to two names you just said, because there was a lot of chatter. There's been a lot of chatter. I mean, not just by one of them with his former opponent he was supposed to have twice, but he's chattering with somebody who was supposed to fight like 3 fights ago. I'm talking about JoJo and Peter Barrett. There was a bunch of shit going on today on social media between them two and the Snapchat of Cage Titans. And I mean, you're from Junico, so you train with Peter. I mean, you know Peter. Peter's coming back after, you know, his first loss in like forever. I think that was his first loss ever. He had some personal things he had to tend to not too long ago, but now he's back. But now JoJo and him are going at it, and Peter's going to fight with somebody else. So what's going on with this?
So, I mean, let's be real. First of all, dude, I've been around a lot of fighters. I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn. I've been around a lot of UFC fighters. I've seen, like, what a lot of the work discipline is, dude. And I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about straight discipline and mindset. I've never seen anybody with Peter Barrett's mindset. And I'm not trying to say this because he's my teammate. I've trained with a lot of people, dude. This kid's mindset is like no other. You watch how he bounced back off this loss, dude. Mark my words, man. He's going to be a different Peter, bro. This kid's no joke. He's come off of not only lost 2 different, you know, I'm not going to mention it on a live podcast, but like, you know, two out of cage experiences that, you know, and my personal experience of what happened to me, I don't think I would have been the same person.
Exactly.
But, you know, he's one of the most mentally strong people, you know. And as far as like the whole like Joe Giannetti, like Peter's like very, very mentally mature. Like, he's very aware of Joe Giannetti, but he also knows that he needs to focus at the task at hand, and that's TJ right now. And he might have blocked Joe Giannetti off the Snapchat, but let's be real. You know that Peter Barrett had no problem saying anything to Joe's face. If anything, he doesn't need to say it over Snapchat. So I mean, it's just. how's the best way to explain it? He doesn't want JoJo to get in his head. He doesn't need that right now. Peter's a positive person, man. You set your own universe. Peter has a positive mindset, so a positive experience will put into it. He doesn't want the negativity from JoJo to influence that at all. He doesn't need that at all, man. If you let that manifest in your mind, trust me, from my own experiences, if you let negativity and this anger just fester in you, it's going to do nothing but just damage yourself. So he's just focusing at the task at hand, man. He's focusing on his training. He's been training hard, dude. He's one of the most disciplined guys I've seen in a long, long time, man. And just from discipline alone, minus talent, Peter has what it takes to get in the UFC, in my honest opinion. Kid's no joke.
Excellent. And he's around the right people. And, Peter, he gives back. He's coaching people. And, Peter's, he's a grown man, that guy. And he's a very smart man, watching Peter on, watching online. He's very educated and, he talks very clearly. And like you said, he doesn't get into the high school drama or calling out or whatever.
People have this misidentity, dude, that he's this coffee person, bro. But if you sit down and genuinely talk, I think just people misunderstand him a lot. Dude, he has a good soul, bro. He can talk to people and you can genuinely feel their soul. He's a good human being, bro. He gives off good vibes. I genuinely enjoy him as a training partner as well. He gives off a good vibe, as a person. He's just he's a good influence, bro. He really is. He's a great mindset. He's a very positive person, and his actions will show it, dude. He could have made a million excuses in the world to bury his head down and be in a depressive state, but he said, man, screw that. I'm gonna pound sand. I'm going right into it. I'm gonna win.
Excellent. And he's coming back. He's fighting TJ Brown, like you said, 9-5 dude.
That kid's no joke.
Yeah, he doesn't have he doesn't have an easy fight coming in, which is good for Peter. Get in there and get right back into it and get into it.
He doesn't want it, man. He wants a good fight, bro. He wants to put on a show for the people.
So I'm looking forward. Looking forward to that. He's headlining the card. Peter. He has that place rocking every time he's there. He sells the place out himself. So I'm looking forward to, him making his way back. John, before I let you give shout-outs, any other fights on there that really stand out to you? And, last one, you did say your fight of the night, but any other thing you want to talk about before I let you go, your camp or anything leading up to this coming up?
No, those 3 fights are honestly the ones or 4 fights, I really wanted to address. And, my fight coming up, man, January at 135, really looking to, I'm looking to really make a scene in 2018, man. Hopefully looking for a belt. That 135 Cage Science belt has been vacated for about 2 years now. So, take a fight and, if they want to do a title fight, maybe at 135 afterwards for an amateur fight, I'm down for that too, man.
Excellent.
But as far as 145, man, people can keep on asking, man. But I've had a New York promotion a couple of weeks ago asking for 145.
John, I gotta say one last thing. Even though it's still in New England, hey, paid travel and hotel.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's what they're willing.
Travel and hotel. They'll lose money on that, man.
They're willing to get someone in. I'm just playing with you, my man. It's all good.
I know, man. I know. There's plenty of 145ers out there, man. They really want to keep poking at me. They can keep poking at me.
Yeah, excellent.
They're not going to get me, man. They're not going to get the retaliation they want to, but they can keep on. Hey, Miguel wants to meet me at 135, though. That's a different story. That's my weight class, and anybody who wants to come down to as well, who wanted to fight me at 145, can come down to 135. But as far as that goes, if you want me to go to 145, kick rocks.
That's awesome. You know what I was gonna say. Let them meet you in Cage Titans in January. I'm sure you don't have an opponent; it's way too far away. But yeah. I'm sure you the way you are, John. You'll be calling someone out, or somebody you want to make.
Keep your ears open, guy. You already know, man.
All right, John. Social media. How do we get in touch with you? And wait a minute. Last thing I'm gonna say to you is, if you can, I know Cage Titans is really got the clutch down and like going live and filming from the stands. But if you can hide from the balcony like you did last time and maybe shoot some video to share with me, just in case.
I won't say anything. But I'm caged. I actually got cage side seats. Cough, cough. So,
yeah, but so did I. So did I as media, and I got escorted out one time. So.
Oh man. So all right, we'll see. We'll see, man. I'll see what I can do.
Be careful out there. It's tough around that cage being
hey,
media.
Man, do it for the people, bro. For the people.
All right, brother. Hey, shout out how we get in touch with you because.
No problem, man. No problem. So you can follow me on Instagram at BullSharkBJJ and Fitness, Facebook, John Michael Semenuk, and then Snapchat, same thing, B the Bull Shark. So any one of those dudes, you can follow me. I do personal training at Tenor Boxing Club Framingham, so if you want to do personal training, or if you're a fighter who wants to, make some extra money and a whole mix for some people and get them in good shape, hit me up and I can hook you up for a job even.
Excellent, my friend. John, thank you so much for coming on. I'll definitely see you at...
Thank you for having me, man.
Definitely. I'll definitely see you at a show down the line. And, maybe I'll come down to Titleist Boxing and maybe interview you there sometime, or see what the hell's going on there. I'm sure I'll...
Yeah, no doubt, bro.
I'm sure
you could do a double interview, my boy Dano and I.
Exactly. You can give me some mitt work, and then we can interview while we do the mitt work.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Let's do it.
All right, brother. I'm going to let you go. Keep tuning in because we're going to have Dion Rubio, who's making his... amateur debut for this same card we just talked about. So
awesome, man. The Triforce guy, those are a bunch of good guys.
Excellent. They definitely are. They're always producing these beasts. So, all right, my man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on, and I'll be talking to you.
Yeah.
All right, take care. All right, that was John Michael. Why do I want to say Sumter? Semenuk. I hope I did say his name right. So I'm going to talk for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to call Dion. Dion just trains for Triforce, and I think he just got done at 8 o'clock. He's probably watching right now. Igdalia is telling me great podcast. Thank you, Igdalia. Iggy, you know. Don Rich Shanis. No call, Don. Don Rich Shanis is on. Don, I got a fighter I got to talk to right now. You could be on after him if people are still watching. But I got to call Dion right now. So give me a second. Don Rich Shanis wants to come on, but hold on, Don. Give me a second. I'm calling Dion right now. So Dion was just training with Triforce. Dion is making his MMA debut for Cage Titans 36. He's one of these young kids that are going to be, saving the show because we had a couple of fights fall through. Dion's a beast in BJJ. He spars. He's attached to Triforce. A lot of great people down there. And Don Rich Shanis is giving me his phone number right now. Like, I should have it already, Don. I don't know why you're giving it to me now. And people are going to call you off the hook and show you dick pics now. Rad Knight, we'll talk, brother. You're liking this shit, huh? All right, let me call Dion right now. But Don Rich Shanis, I got your number, 508-685-7226. We'll talk. That kid wants a fight. I'm not going to get a word in when Don comes on, so just bear with me. Don, start sharing this and tell people you're going to be on. What am I showing right now? Wait a minute. Before I call Dion, I want to get a picture of him. I want to get him on Facebook so everyone knows who the frig I'm talking about. All right, Dion, I'm going to call you in 1 sec. Let me just get you up here. Remember, everybody, this is a work in progress. And there is his handsome self. Hey, anyone want to see Don Shanis, what he's saying to me? There's Dion. Where are you? Oh, he's sharing my shit right there. Oh, my God, that's freaky watching myself. I'm not liking that. All right, there he is. There he is. There's Dion right there. Look at him. He's got some dreads going, but he's got some, I guess he's got a ponytail on there. All right, I'm calling Dion right now. He's watching right now. All right, Dion, I'm calling you right now. Turn your volume down. Dion!
What's up?
What's up, brother? Second ring. Awesome. You were ready to go. What's going on, brother?
Not much, just getting out of the gym, just hanging out still.
Who you with right now? You with a bunch of training partners listening in, or you driving away?
No, I'm still inside Triforce. Duma's right here.
All right.
Antonio Rivera's here. Pete's over here.
Excellent. I just announced that your training partner Doomer's on the next CES card, so I hope he doesn't care that I threw that out there, but well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I threw it out. I told him I was going to throw it out there before he announced it anyway. So good.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? You're training with Beast right there. The names you just mentioned, they're getting they're getting you ready for your amateur debut at Cage Titans. How you feeling, brother? What's going on?
Not much. I'm feeling good. Every day coming in here, training with all these savages. Duma, he was double amateur champ. So I'm trying to follow in his footsteps for that right now. I train with Gary Boletto all the time. Yeah, like Duma just said, he's showing me the way.
Yeah, the path.
I train with him. I train with Gary Boletto. I get rounds in with Nate Andrews too. I'm always going with all these pros, so I feel very comfortable.
Excellent. And Dion, the first time I ever seen you online, I knew you were part of Triforce. The first time I ever seen you, you were getting your ear drained on Facebook. You would so I don't know who was draining the ear. Can you say who was draining your ear?
Yeah, that was actually John. John was doing it.
John Duma was draining your ear?
Yeah.
So he's the surgeon in there.
Yeah, he taught me the tricks, like he said. He showed me the way. So after that, I started having to do it myself.
So awesome! He owes you one. I mean, I seen you guys draining. You filled up a couple of them friggin' things, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. All right, man. You come a long way. You've been a grappling beast. You just were at NAGA not too long ago, last month. How did we get to this AMI debut? I know Pete he's the one that takes the it's time. So when did he tell you it was time, and how did you get to this point?
Pete was very big on getting all the individual martial arts down packed, the Muay Thai, and implementing jiu-jitsu into my wrestling background. So I wrestled in high school. So once I started performing and showing I could more or less handle my own, and doing well in tournaments, and I did a smoker back in March that I ended up winning by KO. So after it was maybe 2-3 months ago, he started looking for an opponent for me for an MMA fight, but nothing really came through. And then now I had I believe it was Jose Atilis up until a couple weeks ago, and he ended up having to pull out for family stuff. So I got this guy at the last second. Well, not last second. I'd known about it for a little while, but he was just waiting, making sure everything was good. I was comfortable, and he had the more or less faith that I could hold my own.
Exactly. And he Pete being the veteran fighter himself and coach who is the coach of a lot of UFC fighters, a lot of fighters that fight at high levels in amateur and pros all over the circuit. So for him to bring you along, and when he tells you it's time, it's definitely time. So that's a confidence booster for you when Pete comes to you and say, hey, it's time for to get in that cage and use all them tools I've been teaching you. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. I have the most faith in his belief in me. You know what I mean? I've seen all the things that Boom has been doing under his tutelage, and Gary, and you know what I mean, and him being on in the corner with Greg on the UFC, that's inspiring.
Exactly.
Why would I not listen to him?
Exactly. I mean? You're like, that's my coach right there. He's on you know what I mean? It's like, hey, dude, while you're saying that, I'm at home watching going, I know that guy. I've been at the gyms interviewing his fighters. I get the same I'm a fan of his, not only a friend, but when you see your friend on TV or your coach or doing great things, and along with other coaches that you've seen along the UFC circuit. He's alongside them, you know, and his fight is going against their fighter, man. That's a huge confidence booster, and it's a definite security blanket. So that's great, man. Now you're fighting this kid. I mean, he's Billy Goff. He's making his amateur debut too. I don't know much about him, but have you seen him in, like, you know, around the grappling field, you know, the local scene doing anything, or is this just they matched you up and there's a name and you're just gonna fight your fight and that's it?
I mean, for all I know, he could have done tournaments because I've done, like, the Good Fight in Connecticut that just had, I think it just passed. Yeah, September 30th was the submission-only Good Fight in Connecticut. I did Tap Cancer out in Connecticut a couple months ago, too. So, I mean, he could have been there for all I know, but at the same time, I was just there to compete, you know, give it my all and try and win. So even now, like, I kind of, like, after, you know, all the promotional stuff come out, the fight banners and stuff came out, I found his, I looked at his, you know, I did a quick browse.
Yeah. Go check him out somewhere, look at his Facebook kind of a little bit, you know what I mean? And that's cool because he, you know, he's making his debut. I mean, you don't really, at this level, I mean, Pete teaches you, coaches you just to go in there, fight your fight. It doesn't matter who's in front of you. He's your way. You know, you're fighting a kid that's getting in that cage for the first time. So, I mean, this is huge. What's the preparation? What's the feeling like? I mean, I know you fought in so many, grappling events, and you had, you fought in a few smokers or whatever. What's the feeling getting ready for this, actually your first AMI fight compared to, any other competition you kind of got into?
That's the funny thing. A lot of people always ask me if I'm nervous. I'm really not that nervous. I've been playing sports since I was 4. So I've competed in wrestling states for Rhode Island. I've done jiu-jitsu tournaments. So I'm comfortable. I competed in Rhode Island. I played football too in high school. We made it to the Super Bowl. I'm used to playing in front of crowds and in front of people. It's a little different though, because I'm trying to actually it's for fun, but I'm also trying to do something with this too. And
let me ask you, what weight are you fighting at, Dion?
It's a catch weight 160.
Nice. What you cutting any weight? Just a few pounds?
Yeah.
Not that much.
It still sucks.
Yeah. And that's one of those progressions. Now you're fighting an AMI fight. You got to kind of get into that weight cutting a little bit, and because when you're grappling on the ground or smokers, they'll match you up with anyone like 10 to 15 pounds heavier or whatever. So now at least you get to fight somebody right at the same the same weight, and see how you do with all that you've been taught by. Have you been at Triforce basically since your whole kind of progression?
My career,
yeah, from like the wrestling, high school, and all that. Is this your first major camp, Jim?
Yeah, pretty much.
Excellent.
This is literally like I went out after high school. I wrestled. I went to school for a little bit.
Yep.
I wasn't doing any sports there. It kind of threw me out of whack. Like I said, I've been playing sports my whole life. To then not play any sports, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
So, I actually had met Dan Cormier a couple years ago, and at Workout World in East Providence. It was funny. And I was doing some wrestling stuff, and out of nowhere, he still had his brace on. He comes up, he's like, "Oh, you're wrestling? You should come check out the gym."
Excellent.
So I checked it out. It was a little conflict of work and stuff, so I couldn't start going until last year in June is when I actually started coming back, and I've been here since. Excellent.
And look at that. In June, you've been there since June, steady training. You're getting your first MMA fight, which is awesome. And coming from a camp like that and knowing that a lot of fighters that you roll with are at the top level. Good for you, my man. I can't wait. I can't wait to actually, interview you one-on-one, and then I can add some of your first fight footage in. You know what I mean? Now I'll have something to throw in there other than you just beating the hell out of John Duma.
Yeah, it gets pretty, it's kind of boring whooping Duma's ass all the time.
Awesome. He talks a lot of shit, that kid, huh?
Yeah, Duma's always talking shit, but I love him.
Awesome. I'll be down there soon to bother him, and Nate Andrews, I'll catch him somewhere. I'm gonna be grabbing ribs somewhere, because he always wants to talk, you know what I mean? And
Greg loves talking.
He does love talking, man. He loves talking shit too at the gym. You know what I mean? Every time I'm there, like when I go there, like a fighter will come in who like wasn't there for a week, and Greg will be all over him, like, oh, were you on vacation eating donuts and stuff? Like, it's too funny. He kills everyone who walks in there, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, Dion. Last thing, how we get in touch with you? I know you still have tickets for sale, and you got to give them back tomorrow night or something. So shoot it out there, how we get in touch with you, how we can buy tickets off you, where they'll be, can they go to Triforce, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can Facebook, Dion Rubio, D-I-O-N. There's no E in my name. Everybody always thinks it's Deion Sanders, but I'm not. Yeah, Facebook, Dion Rubio. I'll be at Triforce tomorrow between 5:30 and 8. I'll just be sitting around. Just watching everybody work around, maybe riding the bike a little bit or something. But I'll be here with tickets. Facebook. I don't really use social media that much right now. I got to start, getting into that.
Yeah.
Promoting myself.
Exactly. It's easy shit, kid. And, you're right. You're at the right camp. Just don't follow John Duma. I never see him. follow Marquise Brewster or something when he comes in. Ask him about social media. He'll tell you. Or, you know what? Who's good? Gary Bolletto's wife, Brittany. She'll hook you up with the social media. She'll tell you how it is. So, Dion, thank you so much for coming on, and I'll be seeing you at Triforce. I'm going to try to make the fight Saturday night. You are the major fight, like I really am interested in, you know what I mean, because you're representing one of my favorite camps there, and every time one of you guys are fighting, it's like I see all the cool people that I interview. So good luck, my friend, and I'll be seeing you soon, and we'll be seeing you on the other end, all right?
Yeah, thank you very much, and I appreciate the support and the interview.
All right, my friend. Talk later, and bring it Saturday night, brother.
Hell yeah!
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Before I call Don Shanis for a good 10 minutes, because this kid talks so fast, he puts a half hour into 10 minutes. Kind of like me. Steven Domenico, my son, is watching right now. By the way, my son is on right now, and he came up with an idea of he wants to interview me because he knows more dirt than anyone. Basically, we could do it as a go live, and you can ask my son Steven, who's 24 years old, a grown man. You can ask him, about his about growing up with me. What was I like or whatever? Because he was around me when I used to play in rock bands and. My craziness. My son thinks I'm crazy, but I know he loves me. Aaron Hughes was just at Triforce. Aaron, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, next I'm going to have on Don Shanis, and we're going to end the show with Don Shanis. So Brian Rossi is on. I missed a lot of people that were watching. I'm going to find Don Shanis right now, and I'm going to see if I have his, I might have his fight. Or his interview, so you can see what Don Shanis is doing. But I'll look for him on my YouTube channel. As soon as I find him, I'll give him a call. Don Shanis, share this. Tell people you're going to be up. My son's saying, what's up, Pops? Everyone who's involved, everyone who's still watching, if you want to buy a shirt like this, these with the new logos, the orange, blue, and red or whatever, you can get them on Squad Locker. They're, you get your good name brands there. You get Nike, you get Under Armour, you get all the good stuff. Or I can get you my shirts. They're $25 a piece, and that's including shipping anywhere in the United States. They come in any color. You can get pink, black, blue, purple, anything. Ron Ritchie saying, where's my hoodie? Ron, speaking of hoodies, here is the walkout hoodie. Here's a Domenico 101 walkout hoodie. These are 30, 35 bucks. I'm sending a couple. I got some going out. People are wearing them. I also have the winter hoodie that is thicker than this, them a 40, 45, and then things you could cut weight in, you could sleep in them. It's like having a polar bear around you. So this is the walkout hoodie. You can put your logos on it, you can whatever. Right here. So that's that, and that's what Ron's talking about. So you can get them from me, because I do have a shirt guy, and them are cheaper than the Squad Locker, but Squad Locker, you can buy hats, you can buy anything from Squad Locker, and I didn't put a mock-up on them. I'm getting no kickback from this, which I should. I should mock them up like 10%. But if you look on Squad Lock, I think everything's where it is, where I pay for it. So I'm making no money off that. All I want you to do is wear my gear and represent and get these, get myself and the fighters out there in New England or wherever beyond, and keep supporting, because I'm not going anywhere. What was I looking for here anyway? I was looking for Don Shanis. So let me find Don Shanis. I'm going to call him. And I'll have Don Shanis for a couple of minutes, and then we'll see. Don, you there? Last time I was on, I needed water. This time I'm doing pretty good. Oh, Don Shanis. Look, the first thing that shows up is Don Shanis' fight at Bellator. So I'm going to play that. This was a fight I recorded myself at Bellator. Myself. And here's another thing. If you got events out there and you want me to go live with them, I do a pretty damn good job at fuck Don Shanis. Aaron Hughes is calling out Don Shanis. They must have had a wrestle. They must like each other. Aaron, he's out of your weight class. Plus he stinks. He does stink, that kid. Sorry, I'm calling Don Shanis right now and see what goes on. Maybe I should put the volume down here. But this is Don Shanis' Bellator debut. Can you see that? Is the light on it? If you can't see that, let me know and I'll fix it. I'll put it closer, whatever. It's a work in progress. Don't forget, people, next week I'll have a drum set here. I'll be, all that good stuff. So, here we go. Don Shanis. I'm calling you right now, Don, and if you're not there, I'm going to talk shit all about you. When I read his number. Oh. Here she is. I don't understand why I don't have Don Shanis' number already. I got a Snapchat. Here we go. Let me shut this down. Good thing we're not doing a video, because he uses naked. I'm calling him right now. Don Shanis. Hello? Don Shanis? I heard him for like 1 second. Hello? Are you there? Hold on. Don. I hung up. He's going to call back and I probably get a better connection. Who's that? Rab. What's up, Rab? Rab wants to come on. Who else is? Carlos Carrera. You're coming on. Carlos, we're almost done. We're going to have Don Shanis on, but if you backtrack, we had a couple of good interviews on. It was pretty cool. We talked all about... Oh, there's Don Shanis. Hold on. Don Shanis. Don. Why can't I hear this kid? This ain't me. This is Don. I'm going to see if I can get him on. Oh, maybe it is me. Hold on. He's going to be pissed. He's going to be swearing at me right now. Oh, by the way, just say again, Miguel Cuevas needs an opponent for November 11th for Premier FC 24. It's the open featherweight amateur title. Miguel is on he's 3-0, all finishes by submission. 2 first-round submissions, 1 second-round submission, and his fight fell through, and we're trying to get him a fight, and either people can't fight, it's not their weight anymore, or they're afraid to fight, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try Shaynis again. If I can't get him, it's not my fault because everyone, you heard everyone else.
Hello?
Don Shaynis.
Steve, what's going on, man?
What's up, my friend? For some reason I couldn't hear you, but I'm going to get the mic right against the phone, and I'm going to make sure everyone can hear you. Don Shaynis. I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Perfect.
All right, make sure, if anyone can't hear him, let me know, but I can hear you good. Don Shaynis, you had a fight scheduled for Saturday. What happened? Because you just announced about 2 hours ago your fight fell through. What's going on?
Well, I got a phone call from my coach, and I honestly missed the phone call because I was out selling tickets. I was in Shovel Shop Liquors and in Easton. They're a big sponsor of mine. They told me to swing by. They wanted to grab some tickets. I sold, I think, 3 or 4 tickets to them, and I come back to a missed call from my coach. Call me back ASAP. I call him back ASAP. And you know that's never good. So I call him back as soon as possible. So obviously I get in my car, I call him back, and he's like, stop selling tickets. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Like you mentioned that your opponent, he's suspended by a commission somewhere else for a previous fight or something. Do you know anything, or you just know the fight's off and it was because the opponent, the commission stopped it?
Yeah, I just know the commission stopped it. You know, I know Jeff, he was good to fight up until a couple hours ago. I mean, I know from what I've heard, it was a boxing thing. Took a whack at boxing, got suspended over a year ago, and I don't exactly know what's going on. People have been like explaining to me, but it's just one of those things where, you know, he's suspended in a different state, but it's being upheld in Massachusetts, so it's a different state and a different sport. It's kind of screwing me, but it's whatever, man. I'll fight again.
Yeah, I know, and you know, you're coming off a great first round win for Bellator 185. Very impressive. You're 3-1. You want to build that record, and you're looking, you want to stay busy because, you're one of those guys who just wants to keep fighting and getting better and to have people see you and get that shot at a bigger promotion, So, this fight is
like this, man. The UFC comes to Boston January 20th, and I was trying to get on that card. Right now I'm 3-1. They're not going to look at me. I need to get to 4-1, 5-1, because no one's looking at no 3-1 prospects. I'll be the best in the world, I'll tell you that right now, but I need to build that record up, and I was really looking forward to this fight, and it kind of pushes back my timeline. So I'm fucking heartbroken, man.
I know, man. You're hungry as when you were talking about this fight, you're like, what's better than 3-1, 4-1? I'm fighting again. You got a matchup. You had the matchup on basically the promotion that you got, your roots from, you held the title from, a place that you're well known from. So it would have been great for you coming off that Bellator winning fight, co-headlining the Cage Titans 36. Things didn't work out. I know gonna try. There's still hope for they just announced that card in January. There's a lot. They're gonna be picking New England fighters out of there. There's a lot of time between now and then, but what are you going to do? The fight's definitely off. They're not going to look for another opponent. It's just too much, right? Too much stress.
Yeah, it kind of sucks too because I scheduled a little vacation for a week to go to Iceland and England right after this. So it's like I was supposed to fight the 4th, and on the 7th I leave for Iceland for 3 days, then I go to England. So there were options to fight for Premier. There was options to fight for CES. Mike Palvera's always been good for me. Extremely good to me, and that's why I like fighting for him. But people are like, "Oh, you can fight this date, the 7th, the 11th, this day." I'm like, I'm not going to be here. Then I guess the 17th, there's another fight, which is I think CES in Rhode Island. I'm not exactly sure, but you know what? It's like I'm coming back the 14th or 15th. I'm not fighting on 2 days.
Exactly.
That last week is where you take all those mental reps. And, I can't be elsewhere in a different circumstance. I got to have everything set to where I not perform rituals, but it's like I know what I need to do to make weight. I know what I need to do to perform and to perform at the best of my ability. I really thought I fought an excellent fight my last fight. I definitely see some places to improve. There's definitely things I want to work on in between fights, so I guess this is time for me to learn a little bit, take a half step back. I'll fight in December, be 4-1, get another finish under my belt. To me, an opponent's just an opponent. I just love fucking fighting, man.
And we talked about that. And like you said, like people are trying to give you other fights. Dude, you were looking forward to fighting for Cage Titans. The timing was right. It was a couple of weeks from a fight that, you know, you finished in the first round. You're still in shape. You could still, you know, make the weight and, you know, jump right back into it. So the circumstances were perfect for you to try to go 4-1 fighting for Cage Titans 36. And I could definitely see you saying, screw that. All this other stuff. I mean, this is going to be something special. I was going to get my 4th win for Cage Titans. It was 2 weeks after this fight. Now I'm going to have Now I'm going to vacation. I'm going to enjoy myself. And then, you know, when you come back and someone throws a good match up to you and it's an opportunity you want to grab, take it and enjoy yourself in Iceland and wherever you're going, brother, because you do deserve it, man. You're always training. And you did, you know,
yeah, man, I train full time.
Yeah,
I train full time.
And you did throw it out there that you wanted to, you know, you wanted to fight for, you know, Cage Titans, and people were looking forward to it. And you know, circumstances out of your control, shit didn't happen. But dude, you know, you had a fight for Bellator, you came away victorious. And you know, come 2018, you know, Don Shameless, you know, Shameless Nation is back, and you know, I'll be there. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you, and I'll be promoting you for that next fight, wherever it's going to be.
That's because you're the man, Steve.
We the man.
I'll tell you what.
We the man, brother. We the man, brother. I mean, it's you know, as long as you guys stay the way you are, and you know, we all get along, and you know, it's good, man. I love the way you get out there and, you know, sell yourself, and you know, that's the way it's going. You're true. And you will be that guy someday, Don, and just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll be there for you.
Just a matter of time, man. And I'll tell you what, the thing I loved about, you know, fighting for Bellator and then 2 weeks later fighting for Cage Titans is like, they're a fucking power move, man. Like, who else fights 2 weeks apart?
Exactly.
As a pro, you know?
Exactly.
Donald Cerrone, that too.
Exactly.
That's the kind of, that's the thing. It's like people train, and then they fight in between months. Like, dude, I'm ready to fight right off the rip. You know, I took no damage or whatever. Let's go.
Excellent.
But,
excellent.
It didn't work out this time. Dude, I found out like 2-3 hours ago. I'm coming out over it right now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I know.
I'm gonna go eat something. Gonna hang out for a little bit. But dude, I was already in the gym. I was in the gym. You know, I was on my way to the gym when I found out.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I still got my workout in. I'm not taking any time off. I'm gonna train in England. It's gonna be dope. Then I'm gonna come back and.
Yeah, and that's why you basically, you know, you couldn't come on the podcast. You're like, dude, Steve, I'm training. I got to think. And I'm like, dude, win the fight. After you win the fight, we can interview. You know what I mean? So you had your heart set on making that 4th win, fighting for basically your home crowd. So Don, you know, I'm gonna let you go, and you know, we're gonna keep chatting offline, and I'm gonna keep sharing whatever the hell you're doing, and I'm gonna see you at fight cards until you get your next opportunity.
Oh yeah, man! I'll keep you posted.
All right, brother. Thanks for that last minute and setting us straight on what happened. All right.
Yeah, no problem. You have a good one.
All right, take care, Don.
All right, peace.
All right, that was Don Shanis. And hey, there's John Sumanek watching. Awesome. All right, that was Don Shanis coming on, giving us basically the information on his fight falling through. He was, you know, shit happens, man. It sucks. I mean, there's fights that fell through while the fighter was walking to the cage. You know, but the good thing is Don had a great performance. You know, when the hell was it? In October. Fight for Bellator, he came away with a victorious first round TKO and his second win for Bellator. So this would have been great for Cage Titans, Don, who held the title for them, fought for them many times, to come back and give them a show. But shit happens, man. So it's up. I'm going to say this to you young kids up there right now, John, all your buddies. It's up to you people, up to you young Amies fighting young pros on this card, to show you shit, man. It's an opportunity. Like when fights fall through, you guys gotta run the show. Just like Bellator, this past Bellator, we had a couple of fights fall through there, and what happened? New England shined. We had like 6 to 8 of our own fighters there fighting, and we stole the show. So do the same thing for Cage Titans, and you know, people remember that stuff, man. They'll forget all about the fights fell through, and just do what you do, man. Concentrate on yourself and give us a big show. So with that said. I want to give a shout out to John Michael Semenuk for coming on, giving his insight on fighting. Just good stuff from him. Good stuff. Good stuff from Dion Rubio, who's making his amateur debut for Cage Titans 36. Who we talked to? Don Chanis came on just to, spur the moment. This is what this show's all about. If there's time, you can come on and talk. And, I'm looking forward to having a couple of fighters on live talking to each other. Like that might be having a fight. You got that social media chatter going on between fighters. Why not have it on here? You know what I mean? Have it on here and battle it out here and let everyone see it. So with that said, this is open forum. Your Domenico Facebook Live podcast is for everybody. That's about it. I love the talk. I love people on. Last thing I want to give a shout out to where I'm going Friday night. I'm going to, and I'm going to give one more shout out after that. I'm going to give a shout out to Sean Schubert, who's having Fight for Awareness this Friday night. I'll be there with Chad the Lion Liancello. We'll be calling the fights there. I'll be probably going to live on the charity fights that are like a little more grown up because Sean's going to have a lot of different mixed martial arts there. He's going to have children fighting, exhibition fights, and there's going to be a lot of like vendors there doing little knickknacks. So that's Friday night at Red Seal Martial Arts in Lakeville. I will be there. I will be talking to vendors, talking about people about the event. I'll be talking to anyone that has anything to do with this event. I'll be getting it out there on social media. I'd like to give a shout out to Thomas Evans because he's having a fight. Also, he's having a great thing going on. It's the Mighty Kids. It's on November 11th. I think it starts at noontime and it's going until to the nighttime where he's going to have kids mixing it up during the day. He's going to have a bunch of stuff going good on there. 6-year-old to 16-plus-year-old fighting on this fighting here. It's going to be at Icon Boxing Club in Bristol, Rhode Island. That's on November 11th. It's Mighty Kids Mixed Stand-Up Tournament Series put on by Thomas Evans. Thomas, no one knows, Thomas Evans. He's fought for Lion Fight. He's training right now to fight again, I think, in 2018 for Lion Fight. He's coming back. So Thomas Evans got a lot of stuff going on. He does a lot of charity work. He does a lot of little things out of that gym for kids. So that's a big thing going on with him. And I'm going to be interviewing Tom Evans, this coming Tuesday about this event and about what's going on with him. He said he has a lot of things to talk about. I don't know if it's fight-wise. I don't know what it's about other than this event, but I look forward to it. With that said, people, Steve Domenico, buy my gear, keep me going. Look at how cool that is. Look at that cool that is. Shout out to everyone in the universe. Thanks for listening. I haven't stopped talking in a fucking hour and a half. With that said, I love you all. Keep supporting me. I'm not going anywhere. Last thing I'm going to say is about that picture thing with the social media pictures. Sue me, because I'm not stopping. Sue my ass, because I'm not stopping. And when you sue me, I'm going to put it on social media court when I'm in court talking about this. It's going to happen. I have money to in 2018, you take me to court, I will fight this till I make you poor, okay? And that's what I'm going to say. Social media is free, and I can do it for free even if I have no money. As long as I have this Samsung Galaxy 7. All right, with that said, Domenico 101 MMA Facebook Live podcast is out. Becky Grace just turned in. Beck, I gotta go. I've been talking for an hour and a half. Rewind it and check it out. But Beck, we'll catch up. You gotta buy a shirt, by the way. So that's it. For Domenico 101. Last thing I want to show you is my guts. Oh, shout out to Ross Levine, who's bringing me back from the dead. He's making my legs stronger because I had a little injury in my knee. And I'm going to start kicking ass soon. So so many people want to train me for a smoker, but I'm setting the record straight. I'm not fighting a smoker. If I fight anywhere in 2018, it's going to be for a bunch of fucking money. I'm not fighting for free. If I fight in 2018, whatever money gets brought in from this fight that I'll get my ass kicked in will go to a charity of my choice. So with that said, get ready for 2018 because Domenico 101 MMA is coming. And if you let me use a stick or knife, you have no chance. With that said, we out of here. I think.